Hey, it's Nomadic Grandma coming to you from the very snowy northern New Hampshire. I am up here visiting my grandson for his second birthday, and we had a great time. Everybody came and played, so that was super fun. But I am headed back towards Texas tomorrow, and I'm very excited to find some warmer weather. But I wanted to share with you, I had some realizations about van life that I didn't really understand before. I've been doing this off and on for 6 years since my father died. I've been in and out of 5 different vans and going on 8 houses now if this next one sells. So, I feel like I've tried it all, and I figured out that van life in and of itself isn't the answer. A van life or vans, RVs, campers in general can be a tool towards freedom, but they aren't in and of itself the freedom. It's just a symbol of freedom. When I was living in Sticks and Bricks in 2017, and I watched Bob Wells' video, and he started talking about van life and the freedom of van life and being out west, I was just, so excited. I sold my house, I closed my yoga studio, and I took off to buy a van. At this point, 6 years later, I have been in a minivan, I've been in a Ford Transit Connect, I've had 2 Ram ProMasters and a full-size Mercedes Sprinter van. And I can tell you now, it's not really about the van. The van in and of itself isn't freedom. It's simply a tool towards freedom. But once you make a commitment to living in a van or a commitment to van life, that also becomes a lifestyle and a life commitment. You're in a van and anywhere you want to go, you're still in the van. So if you want to go to a drive-through, you want to go to a city, you want to be, stop by a friend's house, park in their driveway, whatever you're trying to do, you're doing it in a van. And you also spend an awful lot of time doing maintenance of life things, things that in Sticks and Bricks take 2 seconds, like taking a shower or turning up the heat, can become a major production in a van. You can spend all day looking for water, looking for parking, looking for some place to dump your gray tanks, trying to figure out directions, or, it's just, there's a lot of different maintenance level activities that also go into van life that are really no different than what you do in a house. You pay your electric bill on time in a house, and you try to find water in a van. Neither of them are really guaranteed towards freedom. They're just a different life or a different lifestyle. Sorry, it's blowing around out here. It's a little chilly. I tried to do this in the house, but having no furniture, it was super echoey, so I am standing outside again. But anyway, so my point was that, like, if you're looking at van life or you're going into van life, I think it's really important to understand what actually it sort of buys you, or what you're buying into. I thought it was in and of itself freedom, and it's really not. It's a tool towards a type of freedom. But true freedom comes in being flexible, in being able to, live in any space, to be in a teepee in Texas, which I'm headed there to try, or to be in a van, or to be in a 5-star hotel, or, in a friend's basement, in an apartment, whatever it takes to get where you want to be. The van, or the commitment to a van, can be just as trapping as a commitment to a house. It's just a different shape box or a different shape dwelling. So I'm hoping to talk more about this, but it's 16 degrees out here and I'm really cold. But I wanted to get this out there before I forget. And I think in time I'm going to talk more about different types of dwellings and, what freedom actually is and what nomadic freedom is. It isn't just the van, and it isn't just the RV. So many people get into that and they spend almost more time working on their rigs or upgrading their rigs, or polishing it, waxing it. I don't know what you do. It seems like there's endless projects, and a lot of people just love working on the van or decorating the van, and that's great. But it really isn't any different fundamentally than decorating your house or painting your door, or, getting a new chair. You get new seat cushions for your van. I mean, it's the same thing. People are people, no matter what box you put them in. So I encourage you to think about van life. It's awesome. It is a way to get places. It's an interesting tool towards freedom, but I'd like to talk more in the future about how van life in and of itself, hashtag van life, is not the automatic equivalent of freedom. It's just a different modality. But Anyway, hopefully we'll talk more about that. I'm cold, so please like and subscribe. And as I say to my grandson, until I see you next time, mwah!